Hello, sir. Welcome to our tourist agency. Can I help you? What are you looking for? Would you like to book some tour? Wonderful. Some tour in Russia. Okay, so you want to travel just inside of Russia, not going abroad, yes? I see. Yes, of course, I guess you know that nowadays it's almost impossible because of the sanctions. Yeah, there are no flights. It's no way to get a visa, and the rare flights which exist, they are super expensive and definitely not for usual people like me and you. However, I can suggest you many wonderful places inside of the Russia. Are you looking for some sightsees in the cities, or maybe you would love to see some Russian nature? Yes, that's quite a good choice. Russia is really rich by many of different wonders of nature. We have very different regions with very different climate zones and yes, different even part of the continents. So I will be happy to help you and to show you what we can suggest. So please, could you tell me your name and surname to open the card of booking? Thank you so much. That's a. So, what can I suggest you? First of all, of course, the wonder of Russia, the semi-island Kamchatka, and the place there is the Valley of Geysers, one of the wonderful places in Kamchatka. Valley of Geysers is one of the largest geysers field on the planet. This beautiful place is 4 square kilometers, but it contains dozens of geysers and the hottest springs. And if you're looking someone closer to the middle Russia and you don't mind mountains, what about Elbrus? It's North Caucasus. It is the highest mountain in Russia and Europe. It is 5,642 meters of height. Also, the mountain is a volcano. Some people call it extinct and the others talking. Also, there are mountain gorgeous rivers and waterfalls near Elbrus. The mountain is clearly visible from any point in this place, and it's accessible for climbing, by the way. Local resorts operate near the village of Terskon. If you're looking something in the north, I can suggest you Ruskyala Marble Canyon in Karelia. In these places, in the 18th century, they began to see marble. It was used to decorate most beautiful buildings of that era. For example, the palaces and cathedrals of St. Petersburg City, the second biggest city of Russia, and the capital till the 1917. After that, the canyon was flooded with the groundwater, and due to unusual combination of the main elements, the water has a unique colors and tones. In combination with the white brown rocks and surrounding greenery, they look very impressive. If we are coming back to the south of Russia and staying around the mountains, what about Ghost Village, Kamstul in Dagestan? Situated on a high mountain, it offers impressive views of the neighboring mountains, gorges and villages. In the 19th century, it was an active fortress. However, slowly and slowly, there were less and less people, and by the early 20s, there was no one left there. So now It's a ghost village with wonderful views surrounding it. If you are looking for some lakes, what about Maltinsky Lakes in Altai? The group of lakes consists of 4 reservoirs of glacial origin. If you are looking for something very exotic, I can suggest you to visit Franz Josef Land. It's a group of uninhabited islands in the waters of the Arctic Ocean. There are glaciers, icebergs, polar stations. The atmosphere there is truly unusual, and in addition, polar bears, seals, they also can be found on the islands. Franz Josef Land is the part of the Russian Arctic National Park. It is cold here all year round, but it's warmer in the summer, of course. The temperature reaches +2 above zero in June. If you are looking something else in the east of Russia, I can suggest you Kuril Islands and the one island which is called Shikotan. This is the largest island of the Kuril Ridge. It is located in the Pacific Ocean, and there are 2 villages on this island. There are no volcanoes on this island, but you can find the polar bears. Coming back to the middle part of the Russia and to the south, I can suggest you to visit Lake Sukhot. It is also called Cypress Lake. It's all about the cypress trees that were directly in the water. Their height reaches 30 meters. The trees are especially beautiful at dawn in the rays of the morning sun. If you would love to visit Siberia, I can suggest you a UNESCO unique place, Putarana. It's a plateau in the northwest of central Siberia. The Putarana Plateau is quite huge. It's 250,000 square kilometers. There are a huge number of waterfalls, cliffs, and mountain lakes. And what about Baikal Lake? Baikal is unique. It's the deepest lake on the planet. The most favorable time to visit Baikal is from May to October. And what about Charsky Sands? There are giant dunes and basins spread over 50 square kilometers. Even more thought out is the fact that the sands are mobile. They move from the southwest to the northwest. And what about volcano Tyatia? It's translated from Japanese as Father Mountain. It's an active volcano on the island of Kunashir. It's also the part of Kuril Reserve. Tyatia is considered one of the most beautiful volcanoes after Fudziyama and Vesuvius, and it is one of the most active in the Kuril Islands. So you have to be careful about this. Talking about south again and canyons, what about Sulak Canyon in Dagestan? Yes, you don't have to fly to the US to fall in love with the Grand Canyon, because Russia has its own and even bigger. The depth of the Sulak Canyon in Dagestan is 1,920 meters, 63 times the depth of the western one, and the surrounding landscapes are so pictorial. If you want to go to the European part of Russia, you can visit Koronion Spit. In Kaliningrad region, it is an unusual landmark. It is a narrow strip of land dividing the Baltic Sea and Koronion Lagoon. The other part of the spit is in Russia and the other part is in Lithuania. Along entire length of the spit on both sides stretch sandy beaches, white and snow white. The landscape is almost Maldivian, with the fact that sea here warms up to a maximum of +20 degrees in the warmest year. Sandy dunes occupy a small part of the Spitz area, currently reaching a height of over 60 meters. Another highlight of the Koronion Spit is the pine forest, the tree trunks of which almost twist into knots. Why is still unclear, but the site is extremely unusual. Also, there is a bird watching. It's extremely interesting here, as the station is located on the route of seasonal migrations of birds. And the last thing which I'd love to show you is the white rocks on the Kuril Island. The white rocks are located on Interop Island, the largest of the Kuril Islands. They were formed after the eruption of an ancient volcano. Under the influence of rain and wind, the rocks changed their shape and occurred in unusual relief. In combination with black volcanic sand and bright greenery, they look as if they were completely alien. This is a place in Russia that is definitely worth visiting. So, maybe you would choose something? I understand. Yes, that's a wonderful place. So please, could you tell me what is your budget? Unfortunately, with this budget, I'm really afraid that you can't afford anything of this. What can you afford? You know, all these places, they are quite hard to reach. And unfortunately, the tourism in Russia is not developed. And the places which are easy to reach, I guess, there will be just lots of people and they're gonna be overcrowded. Yes, because as I told you, yes, there's no places to go abroad, so yes, and not so many places where people can go in Russia actually. And by the way, if you find this sum, be ready that the service won't be good. Yes, unfortunately, service and tourism is still not about Russia. Yes, so maybe the next time, or maybe never. So, well, don't be so upset. I understand that I also maybe never see these places in my life. So you are not alone. Well, you can just stay at home and have a nice holidays there. Yes, I was happy to help you. Goodbye.